Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How's it going?
You know,
It's going.
good, tired. Other than that,
Chilly.
fine.
It's chilly now.
It's that time of year
Tis the
again.
season for jackets these days.
To be fair, summer is the same thing with you.
Well, that's true. But now everybody's cold, and it's not just me.
No, it's just you.
Yeah. Just you.
To be fair, this is one of our warmer
I'm wearing
days.
a
Isn't it?
t-shirt,
Yeah.
so
Same. I just stay
It's like
perpetually
60
cold.
degrees out. Whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna stay inside and play video games.
It's like 65 out.
It's still chilly.
to be fair, it could be a nice, warm day, and we'd
It'll
probably
still be
still be
chilly.
playing video games.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
What's everybody been playing this week? What games has everybody been playing this week? Screw you guys.
I got lots of games. Well, I say lots, but a whole lot. So played some more Conan Exiles this week. I'd started it up this past week and got hooked back into it. It's been fun. Enjoyed it. Just doing a little solo run on it and streaming a little bit. It was fun. Then I started on Friday. I started the new Star Wars game, Fallen Order, and I'm really liking the gameplay. I don't want to give too much of the game away because Chicken's still wanting to play it. But the game itself, I like the plot. I like where they're going with it. I'm interested to see how it's going to fit into the universe, especially where they're going with the plot line. The gameplay itself is a good mixture, in my opinion, is a good mixture between Uncharted, Tomb Raider series, and like Dark Souls. So you've got that same adventure style. You got some of the humor and stuff that goes along with it, and then what they've done really well with the Dark Souls aspect of it is I like it better than I do Dark Souls in the fact that like Dark Souls feels like you're grinding the whole way and you have to beat whoever, or you have to go get your soul or whatever. But what they did on this one is if whatever it was that killed you, like, so there's a creature that's a rat. So let's say the little rat kills you. When you go in and you try to kill it, the first swipe releases your XP and stuff back to you. So all you have to do is cause some type of damage to them, and then you get your XP and stuff back, and then you can continue on. So I usually, instead of the fires like you would have in Dark Souls to sit down and save your stuff, you have a meditation area, and the meditation area is like these little purple areas. You sit down in the meditation area, and then it gives you a choice. You can just exit out of it, which it will save your progress from there. If you've got skill points, you can go ahead and add them into your tree, which is a very large tree. I mean, it's not Path of Exile size, but it's a good sized tree. And then so you have the tree part, and then you have rest. If you rest, it will renew all of your health back. It will renew your little health packs that BD1 has, but it also respawns every enemy on the entire level. So it's a kind of a fun way to go back through and grind if you wanted to. So if you wanted to get that extra XP and you're like, okay, I know I can defeat this area, let me go ahead and rest and go back through. It's kind of a nice way to do it. But for the most part, I'm enjoying it. My favorite part is just exploring, going through and finding ways to an area, because you'll look up and you'll go, hey, what's that? How can I get to there? And then you're trying to figure out how to get back. So I think that's kind of a cool aspect of the game that's really well done. And the combat feels fluid. So does the parkour. Without getting into too many details in it, it feels fluid, and they do a good job of, as you add abilities, making that part of who you are in your combat. So it's kind of nice. So it's really well done on that. And the other game I played was Luigi's Mansion 3. I started that one as well, which is just like a regular Luigi's Mansion. It's brilliant. Just about, I mean, you have your nice little vacuum / blower thing that you have to walk around with. And you've got your pet ghost dog that you wander around. The premise behind it is you're invited to a hotel, this giant hotel, and it's hilarious because the ghosts all have these human masks on, so you can kind of tell that they're ghosts, and there's something fishy going on before the whole thing goes down. And typical Mario style game, your friends are captured and you have to go save them. Is the whole concept. And since it's it's Luigi's Mansion, you're capturing ghosts and you're making your way through this giant hotel, and it's pretty neat. I like it too. There's some really cute elements to it that I'm interested to see if they add to as we go through the game. And I like playing with the flashlight. I wish I had the flashlight in real life. Grif would too, because the flashlight, you hold the flashlight down and it gives this burst of light, and if there's a rat around, it just kind of explodes the rat.
That's weird.
And a coin drops, but it does it for spiders too.
Oh,
so you just go boop like that, and a spider will explode, and money drops. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Look, a spider, poof. Look, money, got it.
$1, yay. Spiders would go extinct real fucking quick if that was the rule.
So would rats.
Yeah, well, that would be a good thing.
Or people would just get rats and breed them in like large container things so they can just pop it and then get a bunch of money.
That would be a humanitarian crisis right there. Like that right there is crossing a line.
There would be people that would do it though.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm sure
Money
there will be
farming.
like, yeah. Well, first of all, inflation caused that shit to be worthless. The poor people would get even poorer unless they started up a rat farm.
Ugh, no.
Ugh, God, it'd be awful.
That's
Society would collapse if something like that happened.
That's all I got.
I'm still working on Outer Worlds, and I'm trying to do, like, if my companions ask me for stuff, this is how it is just about every game with companions. If they're like, hey, can we do this thing? I'm like, absolutely. I don't care what else I'm doing right now. You are the important one to me. And so I've prioritized my companion quests a lot. But I'm not going to just arbitrarily run across the galaxy, because in this one it's like a bunch of different planets and whatnot. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to finish up everything I have to do here, but like Max and Parvati want to go here and here, so when we're done with this, then we'll do that. So that's what I've been doing to get through my companion quests, and I got to the end of Vicar Max's companion quest, and I was like, the things were happening in it and whatnot, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm taking a self-reflection thing right now. This is uncomfortable in ways. Please stop. You're not supposed to be this similar. Your crisis is my crisis. What is going on? So, it was really good though. His is the only one that I've finished to completion. Parvati wants to go somewhere I haven't unlocked yet, and I just got started with Felix. I took the Sambot out, which is the robot one. And I took him to a specific mission, like a story mission. But the Sambot only has a few things that it can say because it's not sentient. So it was just like, we were having this conversation, and my companions get to participate in the conversation. And every time we'd come back to him, he would say the same thing, because he's a robot and I made a mistake. But I like him anyway. At one point, I asked him a question, and he was just singing. The robot was, like, playing a little jingle, and I was like, okay.
He's a mobile commercial.
Yeah. He does live to clean. So, that's... Because, he was originally a cleaning bot. But I've been doing that, and, my sister came over and played Surgeon Sim. She has made it past the hallway level, past the ambulance level, and is now in the space level. So, this is a new thing. And kidney surgery is the worst. Like, that's just a terrible surgery to have to perform. But she failed it a bunch in space. She's like, do you want to try it? I was like, I can't do that surgery when he's laying stationary in an operating room. You really think I'm going to be able to manage it in space where all of my stuff is floating around? No. It's also really funny to watch her get excited when it's time to do brain surgery and eye surgery. She's like, "Yay, the brain's next!" Like,
Yeah,
what?
let me rip your brain out.
Let me crack your skull open as though it was an egg, and then pull your brain out, and put a new one in. Like, she just really enjoys it. I'm glad that she's having fun with it. So now we've figured out how to get to the alien autopsy essentially. And she figured out how to get to the Team Fortress 2 one where you get to work on the heavy, but we couldn't get the refrigerator open. You have to open a refrigerator to get the new heart out. The controls are like next to impossible, so yeah.
You don't say.
He died. But that's been fun watching somebody else experience a game like that where you understand that the whole point is that the controls are terrible. Like that's the idea behind it, is that it's difficult based on the fact that it's designed to be stupid. So, other than that, World of Warcraft, we hit cap level. We attempted a raid.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. And then, stuff. I mean, that's it, really, for me.
Baka?
World of Warcraft, I started the game of Civ 5 last night.
Ooh, careful now.
Yeah,
It's a black hole.
The map I got is like almost nothing but entirely island.
Oh wow, that's gonna be an interesting.
Oh wow.
So like I've been on the island, little island by myself, just building up, and then sending out ships and just doing trade stuff. And I was like, well, it kind of screwed over my beginning of just like zerg everything and kill it.
Now you know what to do. You just build up your empire and technology, and then create nuclear subs and just blast everybody from your subs as you send them out.
That's terrible.
I mean, it's like, boom, blow up one of their minor cities. Be like, all right, give up or I'll blow up your main city. No. And then you nuke their main city, and, that's that.
Calm down, Gandhi.
Hey, you don't know if he rolled Gandhi or not?
No.
Oh, okay, well, then no nukes for you.
Gandhi should start every game.
That's fine.
with
I'll just
access to
build
nukes.
a spaceship and go in space and leave everyone behind.
Let them blow themselves up.
It makes me want to play Civ Rev now. Too bad I have to get out my Xbox for that. Or no, it's backwards compatible on the... Yeah, okay. I don't have to. Yay!
She's like, yeah, you can go ahead and play it.
I wish it was on PC so that I could play it on my laptop whilst I laid in bed, but, it is what it is.
Wasn't designed for that.
No, it's designed for consoles.
Yep.
Yeah, but I can play it with a controller.
Yeah, but it wasn't
But
designed
it's
to
a
run on a console.
down version of Civ.
Yeah, but that's why I like it. I don't have to wait as long on stupid stuff, and it's fun and cute.
Isn't it on mobile?
No,
I
don't
think so. I think a version of it is on mobile.
Yeah.
But it's not like actual Civ Rev. It's like, it is a mobile version of Civ Rev.
Well, now I'm gonna look.
Grif's checking.
But I thought it was like just the 360 version of it on mobile.
I'm pretty sure there is a mobile version of it.
Civilization
There's a
Revolution.
mobile version of Command and Conquer, but it's horrible.
It's
Oof.
Civ Rev 2, and it
That's
has
where it is.
3.4 stars.
Yeah, pretty mediocre at best.
Oh, they haven't updated the game since 2014, so it's not compatible with a lot of newer phones.
Oh, great.
Big surprise there.
Eh.
There you have it.
Poo!
No!
No, now I'm looking at all of the reviews, and it's like mostly 1 to 3 stars. Poo. Sorry, carry on.
Too funny.
that all for you, Baka?
Chicken's next, right? Or chicken says.
Well, I have played a lot. Like, I felt like after the raid on Wednesday didn't work out, I fell hard into WoW. Like, I mean, I have unfortunately stayed up way too fucking late and got up way too fucking early and slept way too little. And basically, I stay up late and then I go to bed and get up immediately and get right back to farming and grinding. I think I've spent in the last 5 days like fucking 24 hours of just grinding and trying to get my professions up so that I could get better gear and so that I could become better.
Yeah. Because honestly, with how the raid went, like our tanks need that deep defense and
I'm pretty fucking good right now, but I need a lot of fire res. There was the first 2 pulls pretty decent. I was told to pull the second one. I pulled 3 of them on accident. We got wiped pretty hard. We did that pull, cleaned it up pretty easy. Then we've pulled a mob that does fire damage only. Now, I'm pretty strong. I held my own against some of the bigger giants and whatnot. But that Fire Lord came over that bridge and backhanded me so fucking hard, I died in almost 2 shots. He did 2,300 damage with a crit and then another 700. Now, mind you, I've got about 4,900 health. My health went from full to 25% to dead immediately. And I was like... And then the raid fell apart, and I was like... That feels bad, man. That feels real bad. I'm gonna go make myself a lot stronger before I come. I'm going to the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm gonna go get strong, and then I'm gonna come back in here and beat the shit out of these things.
Nice Dragon Ball Z.
I like reference.
We need to do more
the...
dungeons and stuff.
I did nothing but farming because Grif was playing other things and whatnot, but I told her that
I gotta have my Outer Worlds time, okay?
That's fine. Like I said, that's fine. But your gear isn't as important as mine because I'm the one up there taking the damage. If I don't have the right equipment, I'm just gonna get backhanded and die immediately, and then your heals aren't gonna do anything for me after I'm dead.
Again.
So I need to grind money. I need to grind materials. I'm basically just pushing all hard and whatnot. I got that reinvigoration. I want to get good again.
I need to kill the last boss in lowers and then the last one in uppers because that quest I get from him gives me a trinket. Best in slot until like I think AQ 40 or something.
Well then Baka be ready to play at 6 o'clock instead of 7 tonight.
Like.
Be there, be ready, because I'm going to record Red Dead after this is done, and then we can get to it. So, go get food, and be back by 6 in front of the computer. I will tell the same thing to Red if he wants to go.
I will say, like, 45 to 55, my passion for the game really waned pretty hard, especially with the whole Hearthstone and thing and whatnot, and I really fell, like, slumped in there, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to play anymore and whatnot, and we pushed our way. Once we started getting closer to 60, I felt it a little more again, and then once we got to 60, and it was like, yeah, we can do this, and I started getting gear, and then I failed an Molten Core, and I was like, all right, I've got to. I feel it again. I feel like it's 2005 again. I'm going to fucking hit this end game hard. I want to get good. So I've got it back again.
How do you get the fire in him? Make him fail.
Yes.
I mean, that's a lot of people are motivated by, is you fail once,
Make me fail and give me competition because our guild master is a pretty good tank too, and I have somebody who is standing in front of me, just a little bit in front of me, and it's like, I want to be better. I want to keep up.
You all think that I'm the worst when it comes to being competitive. Chicken is like equally as competitive. He's just quiet about it.
Oh, trust. Yeah. I know.
I'm dangerous when it comes to
well aware.
You're very vocal, and he is not as vocal.
I'm like that.
He's quiet, competitive. You're loud.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I kept my healing charts open when we were doing because when the raid fell apart, we went to Ubers, which is a 10-man mini raid essentially, and I was like, I'm gonna keep my healing charts open because I want to make sure that I'm doing better than the other priest, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look at her gear though. It could be a gear difference, but
yeah, during that one, I kept because the main tank would pull, and that's all good, and then I would gather up whatever is left and be like, all right, I can take all of what's left. Just let me have it. I'll hold it until you're ready, and then he would run over, grab it, and pull it back.
The first time we did uppers, I was keeping up with that 60 hunter for damage. So at 58.
Yeah, so at cap level. I've got it again. I want to get back into it. This is why I wanted to play it in the first place, is because I really wanted something to kind of, fall into, get that end game stuff and get it moving. But other than WoW, I finally started my afternoon streams and I started playing Days Gone.
I watched some of it.
I am enjoying it. Yes, absolutely. We have different opinions. Everybody's allowed to have different opinions. I enjoy it for what it is. It feels like in an RPG, I guess, like an action RPG style of State of Decay, where because State of Decay is all about the survival aspect of it, whatnot, where the world is kind of alive and moving, and you have to gather supplies and craft and kind of keep yourself alive, but there's really not
Instead of Decay, you also are building your base and stuff too, right?
Yes, but the bases here are already built. You just have to build reputation with the places to get more access to their stuff.
Right, and then you're also working on your bike.
Yeah.
Your bike's important. Your bike. Don't forget about your bike.
I like the bike personally. I think it's a lot of fun to play with.
I have a problem with the bike.
I absolutely hate that the fucking zombies are football players along with the wolves, because if you drive near one, that some bitch will like just somebody said hike and that motherfucker just gores you right off the fucking bike, and it's like, oh my god, are you serious, you asshole? Get up real quick, run over the bike, get it back up, and just take off. I like it. I also like because there's a lot of physics around the bike. Because most of the time, depending on how you feel on the trigger, it'll make more noise. So if you're on like a hill and whatnot, you don't even have to start it. You can just kind of walk it and then just glide and keep your noise really fucking low.
The noise is what I have a problem with. You are in a situation where noise draws these creatures to you, but you're going to ride your loud-ass motorcycle from place to place, not to mention there are other groups that are looking to hurt you. So, I mean, you're alerting everybody to exactly where you are and what direction you're going because they can hear it. And
hey, that's fine. I want to get into a car chase. It's better than walking. You see how big this place is?
You drive up on your loud motorcycle to a place where it's like, and now it is a stealth mission. Get off your bike and be quiet. Everybody knows where you're at because they heard your bike drive up.
I mean, the freakers and the...
He could have Pee Wee Herman's bicycle and just
I would rather have a motorcycle than a bicycle. I can't imagine
a bicycle would be way more stealthy, though.
It would take you like 3 hours to go from one place to the next.
Better cardio. Your dude has such a gravelly voice. It sounds like
instead of gasoline, you'd have to find protein bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cans of Red Bull, shit like that. Trying to be able to...
I feel like that game, Days Gone, had some really good core ideas, but some of the choices they made around those core ideas are really?
Parts of the game that I really enjoy. I like the fact that the way the freakers are set up, they're going to fuck you up if you're not careful with how you approach a situation.
I hate that they're called freakers. I feel like that's pretentious.
Yeah,
we wanted to make a zombie game, but they're not zombies. They're freakers.
Yeah. So
it's because they're really not zombies. They have much more different like they eat each other and they tear apart each other, or they'll attack
zombies? Gotcha.
Like they're people who have lost their fucking, like, I don't know whether the rabies, because 28 days later they're not zombies either, people. They're rabid infected humans. Okay.
I think zombie encompasses a lot of things under the umbrella, though.
Yes, if you want to break it down into like categories of zombie styled
and beyond that, if you
enemies.
want to call them something special, okay, but freakers, really?
To be fair, the little ones on the roofs are called newts.
That doesn't make sense to me either. They don't look lizard-like.
Newts.
Whatever.
I mean, those little bastards are annoying
Creative
too.
choices, I guess.
Yeah, you try to get on a roof and those little bastards are like, and then they just come over and slap you and shit. It's like, get off me. Push them off the roof and let a bear eat them. Get shanked by a child. It's like, go away, you little bastard. Fucking Sparta kick him off the roof. Get out of here. If only you could. But regardless, I'm enjoying the game. I like it. It's about what I expected from it. It's definitely not a AAA style game. But in my opinion, I give a lot of leniency for new IPs because I'm always afraid that if you're super critical on people taking chances with new IPs, they're just going to become afraid of doing that, and then they won't do it anymore.
But you have to be critical of things that are not good. You can't just be like, you get
good.
A pass because you're trying something and that's good for you. Like,
in my head, there is much more positives than there are negatives. So it is a good game, in my opinion.
Okay.
If you had to scale it, what would you give it? Like between, let's say, 1 and 10.
I'd probably say a 7.5, maybe 7.8.
That's not a bad game then.
It's
I mean,
not a bad
based
game.
on that, and I mean, I would agree with that based on the amount that I played of that game.
Yeah, it's not
I'd
a
agree with
bad
that.
game. It's pretty decent. It's about like what I expected from Darksiders 3. I mean, it's not a good fucking game, but it's also not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination.
I would say that you enjoyed Darksiders 3 a whole lot more than you did.
Yes,
this game.
that is true.
But
I
that
would
one
say it's much
you
better
already
game than
but,
this.
connected to the lore.
Yeah, I was already have a pre-established connection to it than I did for Days Gone. But yeah, I
feel
enjoyed
like
it.
With Days Gone, for me, this is just my take on it and having watched some of the stories. Like, one of the things that would distance or has distanced me from it a little bit is that it seems like they wanted to go with what made The Last of Us good. Let's do something very similar to that, and then it came off feeling like that was what they went with, where it was like
Yeah,
the
you could
off-brand
definitely feel
version
that.
of this good thing that you like.
Except it's
and-
open world instead of closed
Yeah,
world
it's
linear.
open world, but they gave you, like, I love Sam Whitmer, the voice actor for this. He's a regular actor as well.
And the character design for it too is based on him.
I love that guy, but they made him very much the 100% trope of post-apocalyptic grizzly white guy, and that's it. Like, he feels super flat because everything
the
they're
tattoos are
trying
so
to
bad.
He feels super safe. Like, I mean, they were
Yeah,
not. But to be fair, they did the same thing with Tomb Raider 2. I mean, they played that game.
Yeah, that one was very safe, too.
super safe, but it was a pretty good game. I mean, I can't argue against it. It was a very safe, very okay game.
It's
They
just,
did the same
I
thing
guess
with this
that's
one.
the thing of it is, like, it's just okay. There's nothing special
That's
about
why
it.
I said a
Every bit of
7.5.
his story
It's
has been
okay.
done before. I mean, it's tropey.
You're not going to get The Last of Us in every single game.
Well, no, and I wasn't expecting
The
to.
Last of Us 2 might not even be the next Last of Us.
Yeah, I know, right? Outer Worlds isn't even that interesting either. Everything you see inside that game is something that has been done before.
I think it's
there's
the
nothing new in
presentation,
it.
though. The presentation gives it a different spin on it, whereas this one's like, here's this white guy with white guy problems that we've seen in a lot of other media, not just games, but, like, this story has been told multiple times in the
And to
same
be
way. Except for now he's got a motorcycle, I guess.
I also like the amount of control you can have on the freakers and whatnot too. Like, I mean, you can roll up across a horde and then pull them into another camp and just have the fucking two groups fight it out, and then you clean up whatever's left. I mean, I find that kind of shit absolutely
They've had
hilarious.
some really good ideas. I mean, that's what I said. They've got some great ideas and things like that. It's just some of the execution didn't make it full circle, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, that's why it's not by any stretch a great game. It's a good game for sure. I enjoy it. I'm gonna play it to completion, with whatever that is. I have no idea. Like, the story is webbed to where you go to different parts, and all of these different main quests lead to different chains in their quest lines, but it does not feel like you are directed towards a specific quest chain. You're kind of, there's lots of, I think they gave you too much freedom.
Yeah, some games get overly ambitious like that, and they're like, you can do whatever you want, and then you get so lost in trying to do whatever you want that you can't figure out what the main story, like the main plot line tying it all together is. Sometimes you get so far down a web, you're like, what was I doing? Wasn't there somebody I was saving? No, it's fine. I'll just go pick up 30 more pots.
Well, I think they've got like I don't know, 6 or 7 quest lines that they have going, and they open up according to how, like, in whichever random order. It's like, okay, this one you got this quest, and this quest. You do this one opens. This one opens, and then that one opens, and then
It's
you
like
do,
a big giant math equation. If this, then this
Yeah.
equals this.
It's like, okay, this one just
Like a
popped
spider
up.
web.
Yeah.
But
The
I want to
map.
continue this other quest chain, and I understand that I've got to wait for certain things to unlock, prerequisites to open. And I don't know. It's a little bit scattered in the quest chains and whatnot. So that's where I wish they would, like, sync it
Streamline
up a
it.
little stronger. Yeah, streamline it, make it feel a little bit more organic style. But it really feels like, every time you do one, it flips the switch on a different one, then flips the switch and whatnot. I don't know. It just seems a little scattered. But that's what I played. Other than that, other than a few league. Oh, I also installed and played a little PUBG.
Like 2 matches that he lost.
Yeah, got whooped.
You just gotta get back into it, man.
Oh no, I'm not gonna put that much time into it. There's a certain other
Yeah, let's talk about
FPS
that in the
that's
news.
coming out very soon.
That's a nice transition to the news, actually, and let's talk about
I
that.
kind of figured.
Good
I'm
job,
so good at
Chicken.
it.
10
I'm
bonus
so good
points.
at what I do.
Yeah, so Halo Reach is going to be out on December 3rd. It is joining the Master Chief Collection. It will be on PC. And I'm super pumped, you guys.
Just buy the whole package.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Just buy the whole fucking package.
Take my money.
People.
I don't often do that, but seriously, take my friggin' money and give me every Halo game that I like. Over time, which is kind of sad, but I'll take it. Reach is super enjoyable. We're going to get Forge on PC.
Oh, I'm going to tear that game up.
I'm so ready. I gotta play the
that
campaign so
World
that
of
I can unlock a
Warcraft-
bunch of the stuff that I want for the aesthetics. And then I'm gonna go
It's
into
cross.
multiplayer.
Oh shit.
We never finished 2.
Halo 2?
Yeah, it's probably because you kept killing her.
No, that
sticky
was
We
grenades.
the
didn't
first one.
start 2. We
We
finished...
did, and we did like one play of it, and then that was it.
I'm gonna go look.
Like the first parts, I believe.
Well, I'm gonna look. Check and talk about stuff. Or don't. Everybody go silent. Good job.
Sorry, I was just looking at it. Okay. So first of all, if you want to buy Halo Reach, it's just $10 on Steam, which is a pretty fucking good deal in itself. Or you could just be a badass and buy the whole fucking Master Chief Collection for $40, in which you get Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3 ODST campaign, and Halo 4. And Halo Reach, of course, for $40. Like that,
Do we
you
have a
talk
release
about a
schedule
fucking
for this?
deal. No,
I don't think so.
They're testing them out as they go, and then they will release them when they're done testing. Because from what I've already heard and seen from quite a few people playing, this might be the first and only game to where when you play with the keyboard and mouse, you are at a major disadvantage. Because there is lag input from keyboard mouse to the game, because it wasn't designed that way, so there's some technical limitations. So playing with mouse and keyboard in this first person shooter puts you at a disadvantage because you have lagged inputs even by like 0.1 millisecond.
I'm gonna win.
It's rough.
Get in my
And-
backpack for once.
Yeah. I'm gonna play with both and see where my world mixes and how it plays, because if there's lag input on mouse and keyboard, it's just gonna kill me. But I'll play it. Maybe they have it fixed or whatnot.
They might.
Yeah, I
Or
hope
maybe
they
it'll
do.
be in tradition with the Master Chief Collection that it's like
just
a
bugged
nearly
out
a year
and
to
broke.
fix that problem.
That's 3 weeks from Tuesday, you guys.
I know. I'm
so
so excited. I feel like a child again. It's 2019, and I'm excited for playing Classic WoW and Halo.
Yeah, true.
Not to mention the fact that you had the resurgence of Minecraft and shit that came on because it's the 10th anniversary of it. So you get all these anniversaries coming up.
All these
Whatever,
anniversaries
all the
and
old
then
games.
things like GTA 5 are still like super blowing up the charts because of the RP servers and whatnot. So looks like old is the new
RP
new.
I'm gonna be honest. It's because people don't make enough new shit, like real stuff. Especially like it was back in the day.
Well, that's the problem. Is there's
They don't
too
make
much
enough
new.
good new shit.
Yes, enough good new shit.
too
Like
much
Outer
filler
Worlds
new.
is super good because it takes you back to like the original style of Fallout, like the original style of RPGs and whatnot. What people wanted. They're tired of this clean cut, safe modeled live service style games. Like, we're tired of it. Give us something good, like Star Wars. Respawn was like, yeah, we can make a really good Star Wars game. Just give us an opportunity.
it's
They got an
all the
opportunity. They
rage.
fucking blew it out the water. They
Well,
mixed it.
technically, somebody else already said they can make a really good game, and then they shut that down and handed it to Respawn. And Respawn goes, "Yes, we can do well with this. Let's
Thank
see
you
what we
for
can
these
do."
bones. We will put flesh on it. Thanks.
Yes, and they did a pretty damn good job of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I am
mean,
interested to see how as it progresses, how it changes. Like,
I bet we'll see a couple of DLCs for it too, for sure, 100%. It's an
Probably.
EA game, so
based on just the beginning part, like, because I'm 5 hours into the game, based on that alone, I would say that it's probably for a game like this, they're setting it up for a sequel and just based on the information that they're given in the game. So that's what I'm excited about because it's like, oh, and all the stuff that's released in game now is considered canon. So,
Ooh,
so that
big
makes me
stuff.
happy. So now, you know, if we could ever get a good Halo game after all this, we'll be good to go.
Well,
Huh.
we're getting the
Halo
good
Infinite
ones.
is supposed
They're putting
to
them on
be-
PC now.
Yeah.
Except for 4, but
Yeah.
4 was okay. Like I said,
It was
4 was
alright.
okay, and then they decided to take a giant shit in a bucket and just throw the fucking storyline away.
But what was it by 2 midgets?
Please no.
No takes you back. Halo 4, no takes you back.
That's a weird inside joke thing. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
Too much cards against humanity.
Halo 4 didn't get the reviews they wanted, so they finished it up on a comic book and completely
Made Halo
do
5.
whatever the fuck they
Which
did for
somebody in
5.
the comments was like, "Isn't there a Halo 5?" And the next reply was, "We're pretty sure that was left out on purpose, like omission on purpose." It's like, yeah, probably. Also, I think Halo 5 was 4 the first 343 game, or was it
Yes.
5?
Yes.
Okay.
3.
I was gonna say maybe
Yeah.
it's because of the studio.
It was the
shit,
first
but-
the Master Chief's Collection by 343. The first game they ever did was the the RTS one, whatever that one
Oh,
was.
Halo Wars.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
They did it. But that's the I guess you got the Master Chief Collection, but it was Halo 4, like this whole set came out before 5 did. This was your setup to 5.
Yeah,
Because 5 was the first one, Xbox One.
and 5 was me. Wait, we'll just pretend that 5
Like
didn't
I enjoyed it, but not as a Halo game.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I mean, I understand what they might have been trying to do, introducing other characters, but it really felt like they were really pushing hard to make Master Chief the bad guy when we've been with him for fucking a decade and we're like, Locke, if I could, I would just sit you here and end your game right now.
Yeah.
Let me go back to Master Chief and help him.
Is that plot line is so short on that game that you don't even have time to worry about that. Because it's
Yeah.
literally, oh, look, here's 2 little parts with Locke in it, and the rest of the time you're Master Chief, and then when you get the 2 together, it's like, okay, done. Let's work together, guys. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really flimsy.
Yeah,
That was weird.
I really didn't care for that one as much as the others.
And I would like to point out, and this was also in the news too, that if you were not looking to outright buy the Halo Master Chief Collection, it is going to be on Game Pass for PC and console. So if you've got the Game Pass for one or the other or both, because that's the best idea, you'll still be able to play it. So that's cool. And there's a bunch of other stuff that's coming to Xbox Game Pass too. There's like,
So wait, I don't have to buy this? I can just do it on Game Pass, done.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
gonna buy
it
it.
because
I
I
wanna
want it on
support it.
Steam. Yeah.
I want to
This
throw
is
money
one
at
of
them
those
and tell them
rare
this is what I
times.
like. You know?
Yes. Have your
Aw.
money speak. This Halo is good. Give me more.
But yeah, there's
Give me
like,
more
just
of
a
this.
ton of things coming to Game Pass. Like now and then next month, and then 2020's got like a whole crap load of stuff. Like every Final Fantasy that's on console. The Yakuza series, which somebody had mentioned that they're already on console. I guess maybe they're just moving those over to the Game Pass for PC.
Yeah, they're moving a lot. I don't know. Well, I know Microsoft's got a lot of money, but I would be super interested to understand the market
The
side
Yakuza
of
series
this.
is a PlayStation exclusive, though, originally, wasn't it?
Is
Was
it?
it?
I think it is.
I don't know.
I think they moved to Xbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that they had games on Xbox already.
That's
Maybe the newest one was, but maybe not the others. 'Cause I feel
yeah. It looks
that
like they
was
were
a-
all PlayStation exclusives for a long time.
Rage 2 is available now on the console version, so when I am done with Outer Worlds, that is my next RPG. I'm
That's
pretty
a good one.
I'm pretty excited
Yes.
about that. But next month, in addition to Halo Reach, there's also things like My Friend Pedro, which OQ had expressed interest in. That will be on console and PC if you haven't already picked it up.
I already played it. It's good.
Witcher 3 is coming to the console version of the
Darksiders
Game Pass.
3?
Yeah, Darksiders
It's
3
coming.
is PC and console. I mean,
Console.
like, they give you some kind of games that are just, not as popular, but they don't shortchange you with the popular games either, though. They're like, here,
Yeah.
you want these things? Like, Outer Worlds I'm playing right now on Game Pass. It was on Game Pass the day it launched. And I want to throw money at that company.
So
But
is
it's not
West
on
of Dead?
PC.
Is that the one with the really cool art style that they did the video the other day?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like with the guy with the skull as a head?
Yes, that would be
Okay.
it.
I'm not sure.
Fast-paced indie shooter starring Ron Perlman.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Huh.
That one looked pretty good. They showed the video for it, the trailer for it the other day.
Final Fantasy 7 through 15 is what's coming.
Minus 11 and 14.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Right.
14's not on there, but 14's the MMO one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the MMO.
Okay,
yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, that's the MMO. That's the reason it's not on there. Though it would be cool to be like, okay, we're going to give you the expansions on Game Pass and do 14 that way. But I don't see them doing that.
No. I don't
When did
either.
15 come out?
When did 15 come
Nah,
out?
not a few
2
years
years
ago.
ago?
17, I think. 2017.
So, yeah.
No, November 29, 2016. So
Oh,
we're almost 3 years out. I expect to see Final Fantasy 16 by 2022 then. We'll probably
might
start
show
talking
it
about it in
this year.
2021.
Or this coming year?
May I don't know.
I think they
the
would
way they
tease
develop
it.
their
Well, I don't know. You're right. Sometimes they don't want to show that off. They might tease it
No,
next year.
with the Final Fantasy games, they're so fucking big, and like everybody knows Final Fantasy. When they make a game, they go all out with it.
Well, they've got to
That's
release
their
the Final
moneymaker.
Fantasy. Yeah, well, you got Final Fantasy 7 that's coming
Yeah, the
out, right?
remake. Yeah,
So
that's
that's going to be the
year.
main they're focusing on. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Well,
sure that they've got a
part
whole
of it's
squad
next
working
year.
on that.
Oh yeah, it's episodic. I forgot.
Which I don't fucking understand. Still,
Please
terrible
stop.
idea.
The episodic
Terrible
game
idea.
releases are so stupid. And if you're going to do that, make sure that you have a schedule that you can and will stick to for your releases. Do not telltale that shit.
People are gonna buy it, play the shit out of it, and then complain like, "Oh hell!" And then it's gonna be like, "Don't buy this. Just wait for the whole thing to come out." It ends at a terrible fucking
Why would
cliffhanger.
anybody not think that that's how they're going to do it? They're going to leave you at a point where it's important for you to want to play the next one. They're not going to be like, and here's your whole episode. We wrapped it up on an end note where you could be satisfied with what you played. Because that's not going to sell episode 2.
Could you imagine playing any of the other Final Fantasies,
No.
getting to like the climax, and then it's just like, oh, that's it, and you're like,
I have a feeling where they're going to end in one of the episodes.
Well, don't say it.
yeah, don't say it.
So here's my question, because you've played them a million times and I've watched part of it but haven't seen all of it. So Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, are they one storyline, or are they two separate storylines in the same?
No,
Because
they're the
normally you have
ones that
different-
are actually linked, where 10 ends and 10-2 starts in the aftermath of 10.
Yeah, it's like a couple years later.
Yeah.
Okay,
and then it
so-
picks
They're
up.
the
So
only ones that are
basically-
directly linked, I think.
Other than and I guess basically that's how they're.
No,
looking at it.
13 is linked, like 13.
Oh, you got 13 and 13 too, right?
Yeah, but
Lightning
10
Returns.
10
No.
was the first one that they ever did it with. Otherwise, it was just like 1 through. And the reason why 10 got a sequel was because 1, it was so fucking popular. People wanted more of that world because they always do such a good job in their world building. I still don't know how whatever creative mind comes in, it's like, let's build this entire fucking world with all these different things. They take a little inspiration from the previous ones and then use some similar characters, I guess, in it,
Yeah,
with certain
like
magic
Sid
and whatnot.
there's a version of Sid in almost every one of them.
Yeah, but
Like
the worlds
there's
that
certain
they build.
there's certain elements that repeat, like certain monsters and
Oh, yeah, for sure.
summon names and things like that. But the designs are always different. And
They do such a good job with it. It's crazy. But with Final Fantasy X, like, you get a full story, you feel like shit at the end, and then the second one, you feel better at the end, depending on how you end it and whatnot. There's only one real ending for Final Fantasy X too. Don't talk to me.
Okay.
There's only one ending that counts in that one. If you saw me play it, you already saw it too.
Eh.
Too funny.
Incredible game. Incredible fucking game. Love it. That's why it's one of my favorite.
One of your best favorites?
Yes. It's one of the best games ever made, in my opinion, along with Resident Evil 4, which turned the horror genre. For better or worse. I'm still not sure on that one. I think they went a little too far and made it a little worse. But it is what it is.
All right, one of the games that Grif happened to mention that was coming to for Game Pass was Witcher 3. One of the things we've been excited about is the new Witcher series that's coming out on Netflix. It's not even released yet, folks, and we've already gotten the go-ahead for second season.
The first season was incredible. I mean,
shut up, you
I'm
haven't
just
seen
talking.
it.
I'm talking from the future. It was great. it kind of gave everybody what they wanted a little bit. You know, monster fightings, Geralt in a bathtub.
He doesn't
You know,
know
all-
this.
all-
Don't listen to him.
All the important stuff.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him.
That's crazy. Is this the only show that this has happened with so far?
Yes, with Netflix, yes.
Because,
they usually wait
jeez.
until after it comes out and sees how it does. But one, there's already so much fucking hype around this. Two, they have 7-season script ready to go. Like they're like, all right, we got this big ass story that we're going to tell. Netflix, are you willing to take a risk? And apparently they are.
Netflix
100%
was like, we
willing
saw
to jump
everybody
in.
talking about Henry Cavill in the bathtub scene, so sign us up for season 2. I mean,
Right now, even without seeing the first season, I bet we will get at least 4. 4 seasons is a safe bet right now. Because when it comes out, December 20th, all of social media, all anybody is going to be talking about
here's
is
the thing,
The
is
Witcher.
part of the reason you want to do this is because if you already figured out that this is going to go over well, you're locking these actors in.
yeah.
Yes,
So
definitely.
you're already
Having them
locking everyone
commit.
in, and they go ahead and prep. So it's a brilliant plan, and if you can do it, because I think season 2 for Stranger Things, I want to say it was green lighted like 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
So, or well, like not 3 episodes in, but like 3 weeks in from when they released. So they already knew we're going to go ahead and do this, and so you can lock those actors in. And then they went ahead and green lighted the 3rd season before the 2nd season was even released.
I think
So.
I think part of what they're
Go ahead.
banking on with this is that we're not getting any more Game of Thrones, and this is supposed to be in a similar vein as far as like the intensity of it and everything. And I think that they might be hoping that this brings over some of that crowd that is not getting any more of that to watch this.
Yes
instead.
and no. From what I've heard, this is going to be much more down the horror train than the fantasy train. Like this, it's going to be fantasy, but it's going to be a lot more. Like the world that Geralt lives in is not the fluffy one that we get to watch in the games. It is dark. It is horrible.
Yeah,
it
I mean
is
that's
just,
Game of Thrones, so
No, that one's just people being absolute shitbags.
yeah, that's
It's
pretty
not
horrific.
monsters
So
with things growing out of their chest, ripping children apart.
I'm gonna argue that some of the stuff that happened in Game of Thrones same level.
I've watched the whole thing, and I gotta disagree.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing that even came close to that kind of horror intensity was the Battle of Winterfell, which fell short, in my opinion.
Oh no! Don't talk to me. Not about the content of the fight, but that pun was terrible.
But anyway, I guarantee that when it first comes out, and if it does really well, they'll announce season 3.
I'm just glad they didn't go through and digitally alter his upper lip again.
Nobody's ever gonna let that go forever, Henry Cavill.
No, nope.
Forever.
No. I mean, to be fair, I gotta give it to him. He does look like a pretty decent Geralt.
I mean, I'm
Well, if
down
he
to watch
commits to
that.
this, didn't he already announce he's not doing Superman stuff anymore?
I think so.
He's done being Superman.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I was
Also,
about
like to
say
point out that
that'll-
he's a huge World of Warcraft nerd, so he probably had to take time off to play vanilla.
I think he did. I think he actually said that he did too. Like he took time. I think he posted a picture on Instagram of him logging into Classic.
I love that they're famous nerds.
He is a super nerd too. Like I mean, I think he got the call to play Superman while he was raiding and almost didn't take the call because he was raiding. I mean, come on, this guy. He's
That's
played
like
the Witcher
best
games
kind of
too
story.
and read the books. Like this guy knows who Geralt is. So I'm excited. I can't wait. December 20th, we're just gonna sit down and binge watch the whole thing.
What
Twice.
day of the week is that?
I don't care.
December 20th. Oh, it's a Friday. Yeah. Oh, weekend.
Hell yeah.
Because you know the episodes are going to be
I
right
don't know
around
if that's
an hour
my
apiece.
sister's jam, but we can see if she wants to watch it with us.
I don't know. It might not be her jam. It's gonna be pretty dark.
Yeah, she watched both It movies with us.
Yeah, but that's a little
We'll
lighter
discuss that
than
later.
this dark
That's
fantasy.
the thing.
Anyway,
So okay, so we
I'm
get to play
excited.
Halo Halo Reach for like 2 weeks, and then we get to binge watch that. I mean, December is shaping up to be pretty awesome.
Yes,
Also, Christmas is in there somewhere, but I don't really care as much about that.
I know, right? I get Christmas earlier in the month.
Christmas already. Right?
Christmas is cutting into my Halo
Exactly.
Reach time.
Too funny.
All right, what else we got in the news today?
Since we were talking about horror stuff, let's move over to a horror game that we've been waiting on for like 400 years now. Dead Island 2, supposedly still being worked on after let's see, 2014 was the original announcement for it. That was the guy running, right? The guy on the beach. It was like running.
Yeah. So like 5 years.
And now we are three studios into this, and they're saying it's still being made. And they said that the fact that they're still working on it shows dedication to try to get it right.
Right.
Now you all played Dead Island originally. Grif didn't like it, right?
No, she didn't like it.
Yeah, it was boring.
She liked it, but unfortunately, we finished it already. So we, instead of playing blind all the way through, because me, Red, and Baka played it all the way through blind, and I'm going to say it was a solid zombie game, but with Dying Light coming out afterwards,
Dying
it
Light
just
was a
filled
superior
its shoes.
product.
Yeah,
It
it
was.
just straight up filled like
I
Dead
just
Island
didn't
was
care
good,
for
but
Dead
Dying
Island,
Light
even
just
the little bit that we did play of it, and it wasn't because I was following you guys and you knew where you were going. It's just I didn't find most of it appealing. And then you did right after that have the parkour wonderful fun times that was Dying Light, and it was just
It was
Dying
superior
Light
in
was a
just
better
about every
game.
way. They give away all the DLC for free. They have Dying Light 2 coming out. I mean,
In a reasonable amount of time, because when was the
Yeah.
first one out for Dead Island?
the first Dead Island? I don't know,
Like
but we saw the, I
2009
think
or something, wasn't it?
2011.
2011.
It
The announcement was 2014, so you might be right.
Dead Island. Announced at E3. Wow, Dead Island was originally announced at E3 2006, but was pushed back all the way to 2011. It was released September 6, 2011.
Okay,
So
so it
it
was
took-
released in 2011. You said
Took
announced in
5
2000.
years. Took 5 years from announcement.
All right, so
to
we're
be
at 5
released.
years now from this past announcement,
Yep.
and so maybe
is it
theoretically
still
we
gonna
get it.
be
2000
like the announcement video? I mean, is it gonna be quirky and funny? Or
Probably.
I don't know, because I would be
the first
okay with
one
that.
tried to be really like, this is a serious business thing. Aside from the fact that we started the whole stupid game with Who Do You Voodoo, like a 30-minute music video-esque setup that was garbage.
If they want to compete with Dying Light, they have to take the more comedic route because Dying Light is a much more serious toned game.
Yes.
It's the
in
difference
order
between
to-
GTA and Saints Row.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you can
know
fill the
your
same
difference.
need, but you have to fill it with like a different product. This is
Right.
where I go when I want to be serious zombie times. This is where I go when I want to punch a zombie in the face with a shark.
Yes,
Or that's
exactly.
also
With
Dead
a
Rising, but
shark.
Dead Rising. That's
because Dead Rising
Like-
was that game, but Dead
Yep.
Rising 5, I don't expect that one to do so well for
Hmm.
good reason. I played it, but I don't expect to see another Dead Rising game for a while because 5 didn't perform, and it was just more of the same. So if Dead Island can fill that niche while Dying Light is feeling the serious one, they win. Like that's a win for everybody across the board, including me. So do that. I want to be the winner. I actually didn't see, for whatever reason, I didn't see this story when you sent all of the links. Apparently when I was opening it, it got skipped over. So now I'm like, also, if you're telling me right now that it's going to be a quote-unquote kick-ass zombie game, it better be good and better than the first one.
The first one, even through the first playthrough, got boring in quite a few spots.
It got very repetitive. Very repetitive. And the difference between, because I'm thinking about it now, the difference between Dead Island and Dying Light was the verticality that Dying Light offered. It felt enclosed and narrow in Dead Island to where you would fight on the streets. It felt almost identical to Dying Light,
beaches
but
and stuff, and it still
Yeah,
felt
but
like
you didn't get into the city, which was even worse. Like it got very narrow, which it was okay, but I mean sometimes you just felt overwhelmed, like you really literally couldn't do anything. You had to just get a lawnmower and go fucking whatever that, I can't remember that movie, and just try to mow your way through the zombies.
Dead Alive.
Yeah, Dead Alive. You just gotta try to get your way through them.
definitely do that. And you're right, the verticality. Like, sometimes the traversal system alone will sell a game, and that one is definitely, like, the Dying Light was total package, but the travel system in that and the parkour system had not really been done in that way before, and it made it so much more enjoyable.
Well, it made it a first-person Assassin's Creed style with the parkour, which was incredible, and people loved the shit out of it. Because it really offered a different type of
I loved everything
movements.
about it except for the stupid tutorial where it was trying to teach you how to jump in the train yard, and you had to jump from the building to like the lamppost. That I hated, but everything else was great. Except for the ending.
You're great
which
at
was,
platforming in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, I know, right? And then the ending, which was quick time events and stupid. But other than that, I'll forgive it for that. Everything else about it was so good. So, Dead Island 2, you said kick-ass zombie game, you better be right, okay? And also make me laugh at it. Let me slap a zombie with a shark, okay? It's my life dream. Somebody give it to me. I'm a simple person with simple dreams. You guys want to talk about a game that makes you guys happy? Because that is not my kind of game. If you want to talk about Path of Exile, I mean, I'm happy just thinking about slapping things with sharks. You want to talk about something that makes you happy? Here we go.
So this weekend was ExileCon, which is
Is
Path
that
of
a thing?
Exiles. Yeah, it's a real
Today I
thing.
learned.
They've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I think it's
Today I
really
learned.
fucking cool because one, it actually brings a bit of tourism to New Zealand, which is where they're located at, which is pretty fucking cool. First of all, because a lot of people do go to New Zealand for ExileCon, and it's nice to see that island, that country, because it's very pretty. I mean, Lord of the Rings, hello.
There's a lot of other things that have been filmed there, yes.
And kiwis. Nothing like kiwis.
Chicken's favorite animal.
Yes, a kiwi. There's nothing more adorable than a little fluffy kiwi
bird.
with no wings or anything and just a giant beak, and it just kind of rolls around on the ground. It's so adorable. Anyway,
You're the cutest
enough-
human, okay?
That's why you married me.
I like the fruit.
Do you eat it with the fur on?
No.
You just like bite it out.
No.
Gross.
Anyway, they announced a couple of pretty big things at ExileCon this weekend. One was that they are announcing Path of Exile 2, which, first of all, okay, I don't know if any other game has done this style of expansion yet, but it's called Path of Exile 2, but it's technically not a different game. When you choose your character, I like their character selection. All the characters are lined up on the where they get hung, and whatever character you choose,
the gallows.
Yeah, whatever character you choose, their rope breaks when everybody is dropped, and then they scurry off the back, jump off the back of the thing, and then they wash up on shore, and that's how your character begins its adventure. But when you choose Path of Exile, you choose your character, you choose which campaign you want to play through. They're simultaneous campaigns that both lead to the same end game. You get it's a 7-act, full fleshed out campaign that you can choose whether you want to play Path of Exile 2's campaign or if you want to play Path of Exile's campaign.
But it ends the same way?
The end game ends the same way on how you want, like how you get to the end game.
Huh.
it's going to be updated skills, updated skill tree, and all these different aspects to it. I don't know if they're going to bring that into Path of Exile 1, or well, they might just update everything across the whole board and then give you two options on how you want to play the game.
It's going to be interesting because it's almost like the whole confusion between Overwatch and Overwatch 2, like where they're like, well, you get this plus this, but some of it's different. And then except they're doing it with a campaign-based game.
Weird.
It ends the same.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
But maybe they're showing you from two different points of view, right? So one's moving you through a point of view this direction, one's moving through a point of view this way, and now your point of view's changed once you get to that particular point, right?
It's kind of like where you land on the island, because you're an exile, so you land on the island. I guess you land in a different part and you play through a different campaign of what they're dealing with.
that's gonna
And
be
I guess
interesting to see how that works out.
yeah, I'm super interested because Grinding Gear Games, I have a shitload of faith in. They're, again, one of the small, okay, not small anymore. They're one of the companies that have been doing it right for years. They don't give a fuck, man. They're in New Zealand. They're off on their own corner of the planet, making their own incredible fucking game, just dominating the action RPG market, which is cool as shit for them. Which, again, is going to bring me into this topic. They were they were Grinding Gear Games. They're the action RPG big dog. They've always been compared to Diablo. Well, also announced at this Exile Con was Path of Exile mobile. Now,
Maybe because we all have phones.
yes, but they decided to take a pretty big knife to the giant who has been running the action RPG market for a while. If anybody wants to go ahead and read from the article.
I don't have it pulled up to that part. Read me things. I'm sorry.
We wanted to make something that was a real Path of the Exile game. We didn't just farm it out to an external studio. It's developed entirely by our own team here in New Zealand. If you remember, NetEase is actually the one that's doing the mobile game for Diablo.
Yup.
Which is where that pulls it into. The other thing that I really love about what they've been talking about, especially if you watch the video on it, is the fact that they said that mobile games were garbage to start with. It's all about... It's like mobile games, when you think of mobile games, it's garbage. We want to change that. We want a Path of Exile game, and we want to change how mobile games are being done. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to make it a Path of Exile game first that you're just playing on mobile. And I love the fact that they said it that way, because Path of Exile has a great system the way it's set up. They're changing it slightly because of the fact that based on their what they said was, you're going to not game it. You're not, when you're sitting down at a PC, you're doing long sessions at a time, which Path of Exiles is designed for. So they're having to redesign the game slightly because on the phone, you're not going to play as often in those long, drawn out parts. So they're changing it to fit the phone. Yeah, right?
They're gonna like forget they're on the toilet. Oh shit, I gotta finish this up and get back to whatever I was doing.
Right. So, fuck, I forgot to eat lunch. You know, it's like, so yeah, I like that they're doing it this way, and the fact that they took a stab at Blizzard at the same time to say, hey, look, we're doing our own game. We don't need to go somewhere else. We can do it ourselves.
Also, I like that they
reskin.
Yeah, I also like that they described their the guy who was talking about it as the mobile fall guy. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm the guy who's going to come out here and tell you it's a mobile game. My bad. But anyway, let's get to this stuff. Right. It's like, damn.
They really hammed it up because of how poorly the super serious announcement of Diablo Immortals was taken at the BlizzCon a couple of years, or last year. I mean...
Good marketing on their side.
Yeah.
Like, I got to give them tons of credit because, first of all, they're not afraid. They're not afraid to take on or make stabs at Blizzard or their complete... shenanigans that they pulled at their last year's BlizzCon.
Part of the thing that I really like about this article is the fact that they make sure that they point out the difference here. Of course, Grinding Gear announced Path of Exile Mobile in the same breath as it revealed the Path of Exile 2, as well as continued support for Path of Exile 1.
Yeah,
so
they did a lot of things right there.
So they're like, here we go. And it's what we said too, right? If you'd done the mobile and just showed Diablo 4, the name Diablo 4 up there, the reaction would have been totally different.
Oh, absolutely.
But nope. And so that's why you get what you get this year too. Nobody's taking anything you say seriously because of some of the shit that went on before BlizzCon and because of last year's BlizzCon.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of love for Grinding Gear games. I spent a lot of time on their forums trying to get a fucking beta key to play Path of Exile way back when.
Wow, that's exciting.
I mean, the game's been around for 6 years. They're continuing support for it.
It's been around for a lot longer than 6 years. It may have been released for 6 years, but it's
Path
been
of
out
Exile it launched action role playing game Path of Exile back in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
In the article.
Well, I know, but I mean, they were doing betas. Like I was playing the betas and whatnot before then, like when they were first starting it up.
But it was released to the public in 2013.
We are the public.
Oh, you dumb. Shut up.
I'm trying to see when they first started it.
Yeah, but I think that's where what's interesting to me is the fact that they're continuing on with this game. They're continuing on support. They're doing the mobile game, and they're doing it right.
Yes.
You want to play the mobile game? No, or yes. You get a choice, not a totally different game. It's basically the same game. You just get to enjoy it a different way.
They don't want to split their community up. They just want to give the community options on how they want to play the game.
Right.
Which is so fucking important to do, especially with a game and a company like Grindy Gears who doesn't want to split their community up. They want to support their entire community as a nice little globe and keep everybody all playing together. Which is what Blizzard used to do,
but not
because we
anymore.
all used to come together as Blizzard lovers, and now they're just like, whatever. Everybody's off doing their own thing. We don't give a fuck about anybody. It's like, okay, fuck you then.
Make us cry.
No.
Also, since you mentioned the mobile game, I just thought I'd throw it out here. That crappy Stalker-esque BTS game that I've been playing got Mobile Game of the Year, the Golden Joysticks this week.
Everybody loves to stalk.
Well, it's technically a fan voted.
Yeah, and
unfortunately, Days Gone ended up winning for best PlayStation game too. I think so. At the end of the day,
yeah, it won something. PlayStation exclusive this year.
I don't know.
I'm just wondering what it was running up against, because Death Stranding.
I can't remember what the award was, but I just know Days Gone won something, and I was just kind of like, that's kind of funny.
I'm already struggling with I'm pretty sure I've already got my game of the year picked out, but I was having to struggle to go, okay, what new games that came out this year have I played? Because it seems like this year was lined up to be a super big year, and then it didn't come through. But there's also a couple of games that I haven't been able to play yet. I haven't gotten the Goose Game yet, which
Man, I can't even think of what my game of the year would be.
Well,
I don't think I have
a month
game of
to
the
think
year.
about it. So
I don't even have
technically based on the rules that we've set up, you only have to have played it this year. It doesn't necessarily have to come out this year.
True.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So remember that. So it could be a game.
Okay, fine.
That
It's classic WoW. I mean,
it's a remastered version of WoW.
I mean, technically, that's the only thing that I've really felt deep about.
Sir, we have not gotten to that episode yet, so you still have time.
4 more shows of this year, so you have at least 3 weeks to think about it.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the games that I've played this year, and I just nothing really kind of pops out to me.
I know what mine is, but we'll talk about
You'll have
later.
to tell me later.
And I gotta play Goose Game to know how that's gonna set up for me, which I'm still waiting on. So I wanted to get it on PC, but it's Epic Store, I think. So
yeah, I believe you're correct.
So I guess I'm gonna have to get it on the Switch, which is not bad, but my preferred method would be PC.
It feels really good on the Switch, to be fair, and you don't play a lot of Switch games, so.
I don't. They're trying really hard to make me play Switch games. So.
Yes. They're giving you options.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards getting it on the Switch so I can play it on the go.
Goose. I just want to be a goose. Honk.
Honk.
Honk. Honk. Oh, what else we got?
So, other news, it's on there. Of course, recently, Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out. As we've said before, I played through the campaign, was awfully short. There are people that have been playing a lot of the multiplayer, but the 2v2 seems to be the one that everyone is focusing on because the rest of them are just regurgitated versions of the same maps. or not the same maps, but the same style of play, where they really like the 2v2, where they can, have some type of tournaments. They can do different things like that. It just makes it easier for them. But there's a leak that's gone through from somebody data mining the hell out of the damn game.
Because who doesn't?
What they've yeah, right. And it looks like the battle royale that we all been waiting on for this particular game, that's supposed to be coming out in early 2020. It looks like it's going to be 200 people on the map instead of just the traditional 100 that we're used to, which will be quite interesting. Of course, you still have your solos, your duos, and your quads as options. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do.
I feel like that's like,
that
okay,
fucking nuts.
you guys have the game modes with 100, but we're going to do you one better and make it 200. Adding another 100 people does not make it better inherently.
First of all, by 2020, they might finally be able to release MAG that they announced back in 2010 for the 256 player. They might be able to release it in working order.
Yeah, I was going to say, they released it, it just didn't do well.
Yeah, because it was just, no.
I mean, first of all, that's a lot of people in a single match. We play WoW, and that's a lot of people in congregated areas that can bog servers pretty heavily.
It's a lot of map. You're looking at, are you going to go with this traditional 8x8?
Ooh, no, they're going to have to go bigger. They're going to have to go bigger.
Here's 200 people. There's like one person per meter.
Think how sweaty that would be, though. You had 200 people in solos, like coming in, or even the squads. Like it would be so
like you couldn't
sweaty.
walk somewhere without tripping over a dead body or getting killed by the guy standing there. But I mean,
that's part of the thing too. Like, because when you're playing traditional BRs, when you're playing right now, and you go in, it might take a while before you see somebody else. Now, and there's basically two ways to play the game. You're either going to be a camper that's going to be hiding and being sly until you get near the end, or you're going to be that person that just wants to go in and annihilate everybody they can to raise their levels, which was kind of what Apex did. Apex kind of forced people to go in and fight, where with Fortnite and PUBG, there's a little bit more waiting and stuff going around. So I think that this would be interesting to see if they go with an 8x8 or if they increase, even if it's a 10x10. Just a little bit to do what they can, but it's got to be bigger than their damn map that they created for BO4.
Okay, so I was looking at this map and I was like, the blue circles and whatnot. Those are ground war maps, and I've watched a little bit of the ground war in there.
Yeah.
Which first of all is you guys have watched me play what's that fucking game called?
Squad.
Baka, we played it. Squad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they put their own like version of that where you get like 5-mans and you basically push these giant objective in 150 maps, and you push objectives back and forth. It's a huge ground war. These maps are huge. If this is all of those maps, this fucking thing is going to be massive. I mean, unbelievably massive.
Well, I mean, they could do I mean, I don't know if it'd be a 16x16. I think that'd be a little bit ridiculous, but we'll see.
Ooh, that would be very ridiculous.
Yeah, because I mean, depending on where those circles end up for your finishing point, because if you're on one side of the map and it's on the other side of the map, you fucked.
You better find a vehicle or a plane and hope you've got a movie to watch while you travel over there.
Well, they got helicopters in this game,
I'll
right?
Be there in like 3 hours. So you guys.
You just best start auto running now.
It's like, fuck, wrong thing. But I think it'll be interesting to really see if this is what happens with it or not, or if it's just something that they've put into the code to eventually get it to that level, or a special event. But I mean, even then, like you said, it's a massive map, so it's a possibility that the 100v100 isn't enough for the size map they've got on there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 200 in a map this size, it'll probably play just about like a normal BR.
So we'll have to see. It's a, people have complained because there's not a BR in the game, and I get it. That's the new thing. Everybody wants a BR, and they can be very fun to play. But, and I know for content creation, that's part of the reason people like it as much as they do. I think it's the reason Fortnite did as well as it did, PUBG did as well as it did. which PUBG still has a following. Surprisingly, I mean I thought it was completely dead until just not too long ago. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see for sure. Let's see what else we got.
Huh.
So
The
Interesting.
only thing left is Prey.
yeah, so it's kind of sad-ish news, which is it's not really surprising. Human Head Studios, which was the developer of the original game Prey, is shutting down, but it looks like everybody that works there is just going to be part of Roundhouse, which is part of Bethesda. So it's not like they're going far. The interesting part of this is they just created a game called Run 2. And what's weird is funny to me in some ways is the fact that it was an Epic Game Store exclusive. And they were talking about how poorly the sales were, which I don't think it was bought to be put on as an exclusive. I think they just chose to make that happen. And so, yeah, it's very, now they're being shut down. They didn't get a whole lot of support. I know content creators that had codes for the Epic Store to be able to get the affiliate off of it. So this ought to be interesting, because this might be a sign of the Epic Store slowly dying. Especially with
I
the
think
trouble
we're
that-
after our peak and coming down from it.
Yeah, especially after Chicken and I were talking. We were talking all of this talking beforehand, which was you have EA has now moved the Origin Store stuff back over to Steam. Ubisoft is looking at doing the same thing. Microsoft is doing that. So
Bethesda's moving 76 over to Steam. I mean,
Not that you don't want to play that one, but
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
there
somebody,
in case you're...
there's like 7 people that want to play that game. So at the
to
end
be
of the
fair,
day,
I think if you put something on Steam, you're going to get a lot more feedback and be more pressured to make it good because you have
I
a
don't
big
think
old
Bethesda
page on
cares.
Steam.
Like,
They want
Bethesda's been pressured to make it good, and they still
true,
just...
but when you're faced with the fact that your game says mostly negative, you're going to feel
I guess that's
the
true.
burn on that one.
Like, going to the page and seeing that just right there...
Yeah,
I
because
guess that
Steam isn't going to
does
help
make
you.
things-
Steam does not help, or Valve does not help you at all. If your game is garbage, it's the people's opinion. Don't come to us. You better go to them and fix it. So there's
Right.
nothing they can do.
right. But it's gonna be. We need to continue to watch the Epic Store. One of the things that we mentioned ahead of time, I'd not even thought about the fact that Red Dead Redemption 2 was not only on Rockstar's client, but it was also on Epic Store, released at the exact same time. And so a lot of the content creators and everything else that couldn't run Red Dead Redemption 2, somebody figured out that you have to go inside of the file system, delete some of the file system, and when you do that, your PC runs more efficiently, frame rate's back up to where it needs to be, the game doesn't crash the way it was on there. So this whole problem they've been having was actually not on Rockstar's end of it. It sounds like it was on Epic's side of it. Go figure.
I mean,
You know.
if that's the case, and the Epic Store it was actually, like, slowing people's PCs down and whatnot, that's a problem, but also indicative of how inept Epic was before they even opened their store.
But to me, it goes back to the problem that they had before with the fact that they were data mining people's PCs, basically.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like that information's still sitting there, and that's why it was bogging everything down. Because now it's actually got a program that is powerful enough to bog it down to where everything else they were running is not that strong. So I want to see how it runs once it gets on Steam, which is scheduled to be on Steam December the 5th, I think. So, wait, we've got December the 3rd for one game, December the 5th for another. What else did we have in December?
What comes out December 5th?
December 5th, I believe, is Red Dead Redemption 2 on Steam.
Ah, I got you.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, man,
a mo-
Steve, Valve was going to be feeling that one. They're like, oh,
Right.
you get that Christmas bonus.
It's like you got Reach coming out on the 3rd, Red Dead Redemption 2 on the 5th. So, yep. Too bad that Steam wasn't the one that created the Netflix original series for the 20th, in which case they would have The Witcher also, but they didn't do that one. So
December's going to be
anything
a
else?
fun month.
Yeah, very fun, very fun. And as Griff said earlier, we've got a few more episodes, 4 more episodes before the end of the year. We take our traditional
We'll be off for
time
2
off
weeks
for the holidays.
for the holiday, and then we'll be back.
Yeah, there's going to be an episode next week, but not the week after. Right?
What?
Right?
No.
I think Thanksgiving. No.
No, Thanksgiving is at the end
weekend.
of next week. So, yeah. So, no. So there's gonna be
Yeah,
an
I guess
episode
that's
next
true. I guess
week.
there'll be 3. Because there will be one next week. That's the 24th, but there won't be one on the 1st.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah,
We're not
and
gonna
then
do
we'll
one
have
after
the 8th, the
Thanksgiving.
15th, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So.
Because then you got Christmas, the beginning of Christmas week, and then the end of Christmas
plenty
week.
of time to think about your game of the year. We just have one.
I don't
less
have a
show
game of the year. This year was not as incredible as I thought it was gonna be.
Well, I mean, by the time
oh.
that we're talking about game of the year, you will have gotten to play Halo Reach on PC. So
I've
there's
already got
still a
Classic
chance.
WoW.
I'm just saying.
Still a possibility.
Yeah. So that's
Lost
like a
Book.
brief discussion of what our rest of the year schedule is going to look like. So there you go for everybody that's wondering.
There
Then
you
you'll
go.
have to struggle through 2 weeks without us. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know how I'm
Struggle
going to do it.
buses.
So you can always talk
It'll
to us
work.
on Discord. I mean, the Discord link is always below our YouTube video, and I put it on our Twitter, and I put it on our Podbean, and you can hang
It's
out
on
with us in
everything.
real time. Which is so weird.
Real time.
So weird, you guys.
Craziness.
Real
Craziness,
time.
I say.
I'm gonna go record some Red Dead.
Anything else anybody wants to say?
No, I have ponies to get back to.
You and your damn ponies. As always, thank you each and every week for joining us, here at Infinite Respawn. You can always check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. Check me out personally at MDBOtree. Check out Grif.
At Grip Slidem.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken through and through.
Check out Baka.
Baka pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel. She finally started reposting again, folks. So at the end of the
Not
day,
reposting, it's new posting.
well, new posting. She started posting again.
Yeah.
Yeah, go in. So make sure you go on and watch Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff, which I'm probably going to say is in her top 5 for this year.
As far as playtime goes, yeah, definitely, because it's a long game.
So make sure that you go on and watch her antics in the Wild West, if you will. And then go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. Chicken, what is your schedule?
And Days Gone this week.
Can you give us your daytime schedule, since we know, are you doing every single day?
Tuesday, have to work Wednesday. Hopefully our project will be done Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday. Hopefully
The
3
daytime
days, 3
streams are
afternoons.
still dependent on his work schedule. So.
Yeah, it's really light right now, so hopefully we'll be able to
The
pick it up
best
more.
thing you can do is follow him on Twitter and check that out, because he'll let you know
Or
ahead
the
of time. if he's streaming.
Discord. Go to the
The Discord.
Discord, people.
That'll work too.
Don't you people have phones? You can put Discord on your phone.
Don't you people have computers?
Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDBOaktree, where currently I am playing through the new Star Wars game, as well as some Conan Exiles during the day on Mondays. And then once I get done with the Star Wars game, I'll go back into Outer Worlds. So for Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
Wow. Okay.
I'm Baka.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.